Yeah. What's up, basketballers? We're back at it. What's up, Joshua? So, if you're watching this and we're not live anymore, I'm starting this new segment called Let's Talk Rockets. This is episode number 2. We officially have it in a playlist. If you guys ever want to go back and watch these, they'll be easily accessible there. What is up to my brothers, Joshua, aka You're the GOAT? What's up, Arturo? Appreciate all the love you've been showing me, especially as of late. And I mean, yesterday with the follows, my man. If you guys want to follow the Twitter or the Instagram at Jackson Ostro, all my links are below. Friendly reminder, if you are watching this live, I host a daily live NBA show, or I co-host it with one of my boys, Ciro Say, who's also he's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. We're live in an hour on the NBA show YouTube, so check that out. But today we have a couple of talking points. I'm definitely clearly going to be answering questions the entire time, but I figured we'd get things started with this trade because I made a video on it yesterday and I'm a big fan of it. But for some reason, a lot of my comments from my video yesterday, they're not huge fans of this trade. Sorry, I had to lock my phone. They're not huge fans of this trade. All right. And I understand some of the concerns. You know what? I actually revoked that. I don't have any concerns with this. So this was a trade that it initially kind of began from the Oklahoma City Thunder standpoint as a salary dump. From the Houston Rockets standpoint, I view this as a roster dump. Now, we've already gone ahead and waived Mo Harkless. We've announced we're going to waive Mo Harkless. We've announced we're going to waive Ty Jerome. I am assuming 100% Derek Favors gets waived. However, a lot of people are saying he is not going to. I guess we're going to wait and see, especially with the recent signing of Willie Cauley-Stein. I have a feeling that camp, as I say in all my videos recently, as the days go by, we're going to have so much more information on what this Houston Rockets roster and rotations are going to look like. We have live Houston Rockets basketball starting on Sunday. So that is absolutely awesome. What is up, TY Motivationals? I appreciate the love, man. I really do. I cannot wait to visit y'all in Houston. Not you specifically, TY. I'd love to see you. Love to pound a beer with you. But I can't wait to be in Houston in T-minus 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We'll be in Houston, man. It's just going to be awesome. So this basically, to me, is we just cleared the roster. All right. When we take a look at those 4 basketball players, but specifically we look at Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris, what roles do they have on the Houston Rockets? All right. The answer is nothing. Okay. Unfortunately, because all 3 of them are very good, talented basketball players, they're all phenomenal role players in their own regard. And as much as I love the Sterling Brown reunion, we decided to go with David Waba heading back to last offseason. You just cleared 4 roster spots, and you got a second-round draft pick and an up-and-coming France prospect who's been in the league for about 2 seasons in Teo Maledon. So when we look at the Houston Rockets roster, which why don't we just pull up the Houston Rockets roster to make this a little bit more understandable? You kind of did a 4-for-1 here. You got rid of Waba, Brown, Burke, and Chris, and the only player on that I would have like to see play for us next season was David Waba because of his defensive ability. I feel like he really helped set the culture, set the tone for what we're looking for on the defensive end. But if we're being real here, David Waba doesn't have a future with us. That's why we went out there and we drafted Tari Eason. That's why we drafted Jabari Smith Jr. for that defensive presence. So we're running here now, boys and maybe girls. Rockets to waive Ty Jerome. Yeah, he's the only guy who has technically been waived or I guess none of these players have actually technically been waived quite yet. But let's take a look. Let's pull up this roster here. All right. We have, you like my profile pic, the OG Harden. Oh my God, dude. I didn't even notice that. Arturo, I'm going to open practice tomorrow morning in both preseason games. Arturo's got the right idea, man. I absolutely love that. So let's take a look at this roster here. Oh, great. It's not even updated yet. All right. Let's count everyone that's on the screen right now is 13 players. Okay. Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jayshawn Tate, Alperen Sengun. Then you have Trey Burke. You have Sterling Brown on there. You have Marquise Chris, Josh Christopher, Garrison Matthews, David Waba, Daisha Nix, KJ Martin. That's 13 players. Okay. So what this means is your final two roster spots would be who? Tari Eason and Jabari Smith Jr. So that would mean there's no place for guys like Tay Washington, Ty Washington Jr., Trevor Hudgens, who probably won't make the roster anyways. But then you have Usman Garuba, you have Boban Marjanovic. I'm going to stop saying names. Bruno Fernando, and you have Willie Cauley-Stein, who for some reason has never been on here. That is a total of, if we're counting these guys, 13. We're going to go Ty 14, Tari 15, Jabari 16, Usman 17, Boban 18, 19, and then 20 with Willie Cauley-Stein. So this had to happen. And in my opinion, when we're talking Marquise Chris, Sterling Brown, David Waba, and Trey Burke, what value are we looking to get for them? The answer is not much. So if you're walking away from that with Théo Maledon, a 20-year-old point guard from France, if you guys have been watching this channel or any of my channels, you know how big I am on international ballers, especially France ballers, although they are known as retreaters. Oh, I'm going to retreat and get back to my croissant. I'm excited for it. All right. So you just, unfortunately, we had to make a move like this, and thankfully we were able to acquire Théo Maledon, who we'll wait and see if he's remaining with the Houston Rockets. We'll wait and see if Derek Favors is remaining with the Houston Rockets. But you just cleared up 4 spots. You just cleared up 4 spots right here, right now. So that's the reason that I am a fan of this trade. Second round picks don't do too much for me. When you really break it down, the Christian Wood trade, we acquired Ty Washington Jr., like 3 second-round picks, and Théo Maledon, and I guess Derek Favors, et cetera, et cetera. So for an expiring contract, I'll take it. When we look at a guy like the Detroit Pistons, what Troy Weaver did was he essentially swapped Jeremy Grant for Jalen Duren. So to me, I'd rather have Jalen Duren than Ty, bunch of second-round picks, et cetera, et cetera. But I will definitely take Ty Washington Jr. as being our backup point guard of the future. Also, good news, Daisha Nix is balling his ass off right now. So we'll wait and see on Sunday for the preseason game. But that's really good news that Daisha Nix is doing what he's doing. Let's take a look at the chat here. Packers looking thumbs up. Hell yeah, we are. Back-to-back MVPs. Our future is hella bright. Yes, sir. Josh is carrying this chat. Hopefully KJ Martin is staying off the weed because he thinking he is Bron. There we go. I was a little confused. I want to pull up a tweet from a fellow Houston Rocket, we'll just pull it up here. Gotta give credit where it's due. One of my favorite Houston Rocket accounts, although I don't think I follow him. Sorry, Brado. We have Brado NBA here. And this is something we were talking a lot about in yesterday's stream. And I didn't have the stats readily at hand. So you could take away a couple of different things from this. First off, Jalen Green's a stud. All right. Jalen Green is an absolute stud. I know this is a very small sample size, and we'll pull up a bigger sample size for specifically Kevin Porter Jr. here in just a second. But when you take a look at this, yes, Jalen Green was balling out. And Jalen Green had 5 straight 30-point games. There was only one other rookie in the history of NBA since this stat has been counted that has done that. And his name is Mr. Allen Iverson. Mr. Hall of Fame, Allen Iverson. And Jalen Green joined his company. So while Jalen Green was dropping 30 bombs and a 41 bomb on the last game of the season, Kevin Porter Jr. was right there with him. He was right there with him. And take a look at the stats. I would like to hear one person who wouldn't, and I know, like I said, it's a small sample size, but I can't think of one person who wouldn't take this from Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., these stats right here, this looks like a point guard. 29.2 a night, okay. 7.2 rebounds, okay. 7.7 assists? Yes. Yes. Sign me up for that. 1.7 steals. I'm going to take that any day of the week. Almost 50% from the field, 39% from downtown, and 86.5 from the free throw line. Hold on. I don't think people understand how important of a statistic that 86 number is. And we're going to just pull it up right here because I've got it. I've got it. What did the Houston Rockets struggle with last season? You could go in a lot of different directions with that question, but the answer to that vague question was free throws. All right. We cannot shoot free throws. And it really stemmed with Christian Wood. He said it was all mental and he was going to figure it out. Unfortunately, he never did. And it started to infect the rest of our roster. We were, I think, the worst free throw shooting team in the NBA, which is unacceptable. I mean, it's completely unacceptable. So take a look at this. What did Kevin Porter Jr. shoot last season from the free throw line? He shot 64.2. 64.2. Not only do I want him taking more than 3 point, you're my point guard. Bro, you're my point guard. You're my number one. You're the commander of this offense. I need you with more than 3.2 free throws a night. First off. First things first. Pre-All-Star break. KPJ from the free throw line, 60.6. Second half, 71.2. I am not taking 60.6, but I will take 71.2. Although you would like to see that number start with an 8 or at least end in a 5 if it's going to start with 7. But that's improvement right there. That's improvement. We can't have our point guard shooting 60% from the free throw line. You know, this isn't the Brooklyn Nets. His name isn't Ben. His last name isn't Simmons. We need some free throw shooting from our number one. So I still think we should trade for Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is interesting. Okay, I think what you would need from Cam Reddish in order to acquire Cam Reddish is, first off, it might take a first-round pick. It's going to depend on what the New York Knicks value Cam Reddish as. And to be quite frank with you guys, if you've been following along with the Cam Reddish stuff ever since he got traded to New York, the rumors are that Tom Thibodeau is just not pleased with Cam Reddish. And it makes sense. In his brief NBA career, he has been inconsistent. He has not shot the ball consistently. He has not defended consistently. He has not been healthy consistently. So maybe, and probably, to be honest with you, he's probably not a first-round pick. But I think what we need if we want to acquire Cam Reddish is I think we need KJ Martin Jr. to start balling. Now, the Knicks already have and I think Eric Gordon would have to be in this trade. The thing is, though, when we take a look at the New York Knicks and we take a look at their shooting guard position, who's their starter? It's Evan Fournier. And I don't know the number off the top of my head, and I'll figure it out right now. Evan Fournier, he makes money. He makes pretty solid money. Here we go. So he is making $18 million this season. He will be making $18.8 million the season after that. And the season after that, he'll be making $19 million. And then he finally gets to unrestricted free agency. So the issue is if you're trading away Eric Gordon, you need to fill the salaries. And yeah, we'd acquire Cam Reddish, but you'd probably also get a contract that we're not too huge on. So I would be enticed with a Cam Reddish trade, but I'm not thinking that it's, to be honest with you, I don't really think it's too likely. We do have some chats in the comment. We have some comments in the chats. So let's just pull up Rado's tweet here to paint the picture for you guys. Once again, follow that Twitter at Jackson Ostro. Oh shit, dude! I changed my Twitter last night. It's at Jostro. All right. What is your pregame prediction for Jabari Smith Jr. versus the Spurs on Sunday? That's interesting because I don't know how much he's gonna play. What's up, Pushka? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. What time is it by you? Ooh, late Friday night. Not that late. So it's a Friday night, man. We're almost there here in the States, but. My Jabari Smith Jr. prediction is I don't know how much he's going to be playing, but I would imagine he hits double-digit points. I hope he hits double-digit points regardless of if he's playing 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. I think Jabari Smith Jr. drops probably 15 and 6. I think that's a pretty safe estimate. In fact, I think that's a safe estimate for his rookie season. I think his floor is, if you really want to nitpick and you really want to be that guy who's like, well, I don't know if he's going to be able to be all that efficient. The lowest I could possibly see Jabari Smith Jr. averaging in his rookie season is 13.5. And that's being a DB. That's being a real BB. I'm being a ball buster with that. If you're asking that, you're a real ball buster. So I think Jabari Smith Jr. in his rookie season averages at least 15 points a night. That shooting, he's too good of a shooter. He's just too good of a shooter. We saw it with Jalen Green last season. In the first half of the year, Jalen Green averaged 13 points, 13.4 a night in the first half of the season. So he wasn't rolling until the second half. So even if you're shooting Jalen Green numbers, you're barely scraping 40% from the field. You're shooting 30% from downtown. We know Jalen Green's a much better shooter. Now we also don't have Daniel Tice, KPJ, another season at the helm of point guard. A lot more options on our roster. A lot more options. That offense is going to move a lot smoother. So Jabari Smith Jr., I do think he covers 15 in the first preseason game, regardless of how much he's playing. Now I see why you said that follow-up question. That's pretty funny. Sign me up. Hey, sign me up and let's make a playoff run. All right. KPJ, Jalen Green, Paul George, Alperen Sengun, Tari Eason. Ooh. 11 p.m. Oh, snap. On that grind. You love to see it. Watch out for Pushka. He's a rising NBA star. I see a lot of Chris Bosh and Jabari and MPJ. Wow. I've not heard Chris Bosh and Michael Porter Jr. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong, but yes, Jabari has been compared a lot to Chris Bosh. I think he's kind of a blend of Chris Bosh and Kevin Durant. I mean, this guy is 6'11". Jabari Smith Jr. is 6'11". Dude, I'm a fan of Chet, all right? I'm a big fan of Chet, and I know Chet's out for the entire rookie season, but that doesn't mean Chet won't have a successful NBA career, because when Chet's going to be healthy, and he'll be healthy, he's going to ball. But, oh, my God, dude, I can't tell you how relieved I am right now that we don't have Chet Holmgren and we have Jabari Smith Jr., who's listed at 6'11". The more tape – don't get the hiccups again, man. You can't do back-to-back hiccup streams. You have a 6'11" guy who can play 3 to 5. He can guard 3 to 5. He's just got this swagger, dude. I wish I could play clips on these streams. I'll have to figure out if I can, like, pull up, like, 5 clips and just play them back, because he reminds me of that swagger that Jalen Green has. And I feel like we're establishing that culture nice and well right now. So, all right, we got Nicholas Harris here saying Jabari Smith Jr. is going to be our starting power forward. Yep, that's what it's looking like right now. That's what it's looking like right now. And like I said, oh, man. We'll see Eric Gordon maneuver his way back into the bench at some point in the season. But to start, I really don't think it's going to happen. You know, Daniel Tice, sometimes, not everything's going to hit. And I think what's cool about signing Daniel Tice, who wasn't that bad for Houston, it's the worst move Rafael Stone has made in his GM career, in my opinion. And it wasn't the end of the world having Daniel Tice on the roster. They figured out real quick that Daniel Tice was not going to be the answer. Let's actually just pull up Daniel Tice's stats from last year, because they figured that one out quickly. All right. And I will give credit there where it's like, he's not doing well. However, he would come in a bunch and just play, randomly. We got to make sure there's no freaking noise on these videos here. Let me know for some reason if ESPN's a real SOB, real pain in the ass with these ads here. I'll just be chilling here at night watching YouTube or something. And I'll hear, Denny's IHOP. All right. When did he technically get traded? Oh, man. I need to find a way to make this work. ESPN's pretty solid with statistics, but anyways, you see a huge, look at this, 22 a night, 24 a night. He wasn't playing bad. Wasn't playing bad basketball. The offense just wasn't working. Defense, December, jeez. 6 games, 21 and a half, 5 games, 21. Like, We played more than 6 games in December. We played more than 5 games in January. And then you see this drop off here. I don't know. For some reason, I can't remember exactly when he was traded, but he was traded, and we saw his minutes go down before he got traded. All right, let's take a look at the chat here. Paulo or Jabari? I feel like Jabari is going to be scary down the line of his side. Yeah, I think Paulo has the better rookie season. I think Paulo probably, my rookie of the year picks Jaden Ivey, but I do think Paulo will be number 2 or number 1. Paulo definitely can be number 1. Rookie season, I think the answer is Paulo. I think Paulo will have a better, more rounded rookie season. I think he's just more ready to go. Jabari's got a bunch of things he needs to work on, specifically his ball handling and just finishing at the rim. We saw briefs of it watching the summer league, but I would say down the line, 100% Jabari. I mean, my take that comes out as pretty hot is that I think Paulo is right around his ceiling, which is good because Paulo will probably average 17 and 7 at worst for the Magic this upcoming season. But I don't really see Paulo going anything more than like 22 and 10, which he's going to be one hell of a basketball player. I just think Jabari, I think his ceiling is a lot higher than Paulo Banchero. And to be honest with you guys, I'm a Duke bandwagon fan. I'm always big on Duke players, and I'm big on Paulo Banchero, but I think Jabari was the better move here. Yeah, and he's a sniper. He's a sniper. My hometown team got some new D1 guy from Chicago. Hell yeah. He's going to be ready to go. Goyo, yeah, I saw you say this somewhere. I don't know if it was on the stream yesterday or when it was, but yeah, Mobley didn't look good in Summer League. There are a bunch of players who don't look good in Summer League and come out balling. Like Lonzo, for example, is the first time I think I really started watching Summer League. It was before I was even covering basketball. And so Summer League, if you're watching Summer League, I'm really only watching, I think I was in high school. I'm really only watching the Bulls play Summer League at that point in time. But I watched Lonzo Ball play Summer League basketball, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, man. I see this team winning a championship in 3 to 9 years. It's going to be a huge window. If they can keep their boys, I think their boys are going to be Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun. And obviously, you want to retain Kevin Porter Jr. and Tari Eason. But I think those 3 players are the most pivotal. And I really think I agree with you fully. We're trading EG real soon. Keep your eyes open. An Eric Gordon trade before the season, as much as I love Eric, and I wouldn't even mind just because of what he's done for Houston if he were to take a lesser, obviously you don't want to pay him $20 million next season, but I wouldn't mind Eric Gordon retiring as a Houston Rocket. So I really, I want him to trade Eric, free up some minutes, but it's not something I'm desperately seeking at this current point. Right here, is that an L? As LB says right here, it hurts me to let go of EG10, but it's for the better. Jalen Green in the dunk contest again. He wants it. He wants it, man. The dunk contest is really, really falling off. And he, he'll be the first to tell you he was not a fan of his performance last year. Are the Rockets keeping Theo? Good question, man. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see with Theo Maledon. I do like that he has NBA experience. I do like that he just turned 21. I do like that he's from France, and I love his statistics. I love his physicality. I mean, this guy's 6'4", and his wingspan is 6'9". So he's not the best three-point shooter. In fact, he had a better three-point shot in his rookie season. Wait, did I share the screen yet? Oh, you guys can't even see it. We're kind of talking about that now, Goyo. As of now, we've only heard about Teo, or we haven't heard about Teo or Derek Favors being possibly bought out. I still think it happens. I don't really think that Derek Favors has much of a role on our team. I think with Teo, I think what they're going to do is just see through camp. I think they're going to just see through camp. Ty Jerome, I'm glad he was waived. Unfortunately, like you're kind of saying here, I mean, we got a lot of guards. We got a bunch of different guys. And I think Ty Jerome really would have only cut into Josh Christopher's playing time. I would really like to see Josh Christopher get some keys this season like we did in the second half of him. Houston Rockets record prediction. I'm going to make a whole video on this once preseason is over, heading into the regular season. We're gonna break it all down. Maybe I'll start it going this weekend, but I think somewhere between 25 and 32. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we get to 30 wins, but I think it's going to start off shaky again. And I know Silas said, we're going to be hard to beat. And then the next day he was like, we got a lot of work to do. I just think the Houston Rockets have a lot of work to do. And there's plenty of talent on the roster. I just think that it's going to take some time. I do think it's going to take some time. What's up, Jorge? My man, Jorge Sandoval. OG day one, absolute legend. I don't think the Rockets are done, man. I don't think the Rockets are quite done making trades, which is it's cool. It's cool. Eric Gordon's going to be on the way out soon, but I don't think we see another trade this weekend. I think it'll be sometime once preseason ends, heading into the regular season. So, if anyone has any final questions, any final remarks, go ahead, drop it down below. Like I said, I have my daily live NBA show, and the link is in the bio to that if you guys want to check it out. We talk basketball every day from 4 to 5 Central Standard Time. We're about 120 subs away from hitting 1,000. So come on in here. We have a ton of second round picks. Okay, I like that. And that's something I had not even thought about. Bundle in those second round picks, try and get their late first round pick. We need to cut Knicks, let Ty. I I'm rooting for Dacian. I think this is probably going to be most likely. I do think Dacian Nix, if he isn't cut, I think he'll spend most of the year in the G League. But at that point, he might just be looking for a way out. I mean, Dacian Nix, former 5-star top recruit. I'm still hopeful he figures it out. Summer League, I don't think he really helped himself out too much, but he did end better than he started. Get that flight booked up, bro. We're going to have a blast in the Post Oak Hotel. Well, it's probably Chicago and that I don't know Post Oak Hotel. I feel like if you're a Rocket OG, you should know what that is. But hell yeah, man, I can't wait. I do have to book that ticket. I'm trying to get my buddy to come because I think the game's on a Friday night, and I'm trying to get him to come for the weekend. So yeah, I can't wait. Jorge, appreciate you as always, man. I think our offense is gonna be great, but our defense will keep us winning for more than we should. There we go. Summed it up perfectly, JK. I think you summed it up perfectly. Defensively, we still have a lot of things we need to work on, and I'm more so looking for player development, player progression this upcoming season. So, all right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I've only done these for 2 straight days, but I'm having a blast. I hope you guys are having a blast. And if you're watching this live, thank you so much for tuning in. We got 35 wonderful people in here. We have 35 people in here. Hell yeah, dude. It feels good to be back, man. I got to tell you, it feels really good to be back. And let's go live tomorrow, man. Let's just go live tomorrow. And you'll definitely be getting a post-game recap. I got a cousin's birthday Sunday night. So we'll probably have a late Sunday night stream. Appreciate y'all and have a blessed weekend. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. And I'm posting video.